We just saw that we have one potential issue with our migration process that we'll need to address before moving forward. In this case, the attachment data type that's in the employees file here is being used to store employee photo, but it's not a supported field in SQL Server. One way that we can address this issue is to create a new table with a one-to-one relationship with employees that stores just the employee ID and the photo attachment. Then we'll leave that table in Access and move the rest to SQL Server. Let's go ahead and make that change. First, I'm going to right-click on this table called Employees, and I'm going to copy it. Then I'll right-click again and press Paste to make a copy of it. I'm going to make sure that we copy both the structure and the data, and I'm going to give it a name of Employee Photos. Let's go ahead and say OK. And now we've got a duplicate of the Employees table. Let's go ahead and right-click on it and edit it in Design View. Now I want to delete all of the fields except for the Employee ID and the Photo field. So I'll go ahead and click here, and then Shift-click all the way up to this first one, and then press Delete Rows up here on the ribbon. This is going to permanently remove data from this table, which is OK in this case, so I'll press Yes here. And now I've got a simple table that just has the Employee ID and the Photo field. Let's go ahead and close this down, and I'll save the changes. Next, I want to remove the photo from the Employees table. So I'll right-click on it and go into Design View. Down here, I'll select the Photo field and press Delete Rows on the ribbon. Again, we'll go ahead and delete the data. And we'll go ahead and close and save our changes. Now I need to create a relationship between the Employees table and the new Employee Photos table. So we could do that by going to Database Tools, Relationships. Then I'll press the Show Table button here. And we'll double-click on Employee Photos to add that to the designer. Go ahead and close this down. And I'll drag a line between the Employee ID in this table over here and drop it on the Employee ID in the Employees table here. We'll go ahead and press the Create button to establish that relationship. Let's go ahead and close our relationship screen, and we'll save our changes. Now we need to make sure that we've propagated this change to all of the objects that it's going to affect. For instance, if I was to go ahead and open up my form called Employee Directory by double-clicking on it, you're going to see that it's trying to find the photo in the Employees table. So we need to make a change to this file now to refer to the new location of those photos. Let's go ahead and press Cancel. I'll right-click on the form, and we'll open it into Design View. Then I'm going to open up the Property Sheet by pressing this button here on the ribbon. And then we're going to go to the Data tab and find the Record Source property, and we'll press the Build button way over here on the right. Currently, the form is built off of just the Employees table, so we need to go ahead and add in the new table. I'm going to right-click here and choose Show Table. Then I'll double-click on Employee Photos, and that brings in that new relationship. Let's go ahead and close the Show Table window. And if I scroll on the grid over here to the right, we'll see the old field is coming from the Employees table. Let me just expand this open again. What we can do is click on the field called Table down here, and we'll choose Employee Photos. And then we'll get rid of this here. To identify just the field is named Photo. Now if we run the query, we should see the attachment data showing up over here on the far right, and that looks good. So we can go ahead and close this down. We'll save our changes. That'll return us to the Employee Directory, and if I press the View button here, we should see it opens up and we get our photos back in the Employee Directory. So now we've broken out our employee photo data and created a database structure that's more accommodating to the SQL Server migration process. We'll leave this Employee Photos table here in Access, but move the rest over. Now, obviously, this is just one very specific solution to the issue that I'm having with this database, and you'll need to make use of your own Access experience to troubleshoot any issues that you have with your databases in order to find solutions that'll work for your unique situation.